Hello, Squishies!
Hello, Squishies. I am
And
Unviv.
I am Andrew. And welcome to the Squishy Show. Woohoo! Woo! Woo!
We hope that you've had a great week. Have you had a good week, Andrew?
Yeah, I've had a good week. Although it has become apparent that delivering an even more believable looking Squishy Show made finding a better facial match for us a necessity.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, Viv, our faces have to be upgraded for next-gen hardware. People find it difficult at first, but we feel that it's best for the future of the franchise.
Okay, so what happens now?
We just need to awkwardly move our faces out of camera, and then, through the magic of magic, we will have Ultra HD faces.
Okay, is this gonna hurt?
Yes, both physically and mentally.
Good. Guess that's what all the cool kids are doing anyway. Okay, well, let's do this.
Okay. Hello, Squishies!
Hello, Squishies. I am Unviv.
And I am Andrew. Welcome to the Squishy Show. Let's get to some news. I can't see the button.
I was gonna say, I can't believe you actually put it on.
Right.
A bunch of idiots.
Right.
Hello, chat. Hello, how are you doing? Hello,
no.
Lucy.
Oh, no, Viv.
Hello.
Oh, no, they can't see you. I never noticed. Nobody can see you. Oh, what's happened? Why has a bad happened? Hang on. Will that make...
Have we just done the entire opening
Yes.
of our show and they can't fucking see me?
Yes.
Again, can't hear me, can't see me. Why am I always being blocked off of life?
Because I am a bad... Right, hang on. Where is Viv?
This is a conspiracy. I agree, Lucy.
It's not conspiracy. It's the opposite of that.
I'm not doing that again. Oh no. Yay, they can see me.
Wow.
But can you hear me?
I think everyone
What
can
if
hear
it's
you. I think
booth?
everyone can hear you and hear me. Wow. Wow. Well, there we go. Don't, don't, don't you dare. Okay, cool. Right.
Okay.
So what I had done and why that was a mess is that I'd set it up so that I could see Viv, but I resized the Zoom chat, and I didn't check the stream before we started, and that was my mistake.
Should I go? Divin's saying, Viv, now would be a perfect time to go solo and claim the Squishy name as your own. I mean, I can't even be seen, guys. Finally, lip reading has paid off. Lucy, lip reading requires for you to be able to see lips. My lips weren't even in the. Oh no, you mean the? Oh yeah, sorry, I was asking for help.
Yeah. We did a whole skit. It was a whole thing.
We did a whole skit and come. Hello, this is what we did. We did the thing. Oh.
Well,
what could possibly go wrong ever with us? Ever?
That took
absolutely nothing.
That took minutes.
What do you mean? We were supposed.
That took minutes of my time to arrange that.
Literally. Well, now that we've made a mess of that,
yay!
Let's talk about some news.
Okay, hang on. Let me do the news logo again. Yay! News logo. Also, hi Dina. Bark, woof, arf, bark, woof.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. Well.
I'm fine.
Well, I mean, I know I can guarantee you.
No, you're correct.
I can guarantee a way of making you less fine. Let's do our first news story.
Oh, talking about Ubisoft. Smile's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apocalypse starts now.
So we still hate Ubisoft. But
yes.
But they keep doing things. And
to make this hate them more.
And as morning Merlin. And as much as I would like to not talk about Ubisoft, I also feel that not talking about it is just as bad. Like the idea of ignoring it.
Absolutely.
So do you want to do this? Do you want to cover this one?
Yeah, I'll cover this one. Cool. Seeing as it seems to be my life in and out of the Squishy stream currently. So I'll just read you a article.
Well, so the context of this, if anyone needs reminding, is that during this year of our pandemic 2020, Ubisoft have faced numerous true allegations of sexual abuse and awful work practices and awful work environments and all such sort of things.
Sexism, racism, sexual misconduct, yeah, all of that, as you've seen in previous shows. We've talked about the lack of putting in the female characters in their latest trailer of Assassin's Creed, their Black Lives Matter symbol in a terrorist group in one of their games. Their actual millions of sexual misconduct allegations that they've had, and not firing their staff but just letting them resign. So all of that.
So this is their statement.
This is just a continuation and them trying to do something about it. So the title of it is Ubisoft CEO explains how the company is aiming to change to prevent abuse. Okay. So the premise of it is that they have emailed its employees in order to try and support them.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that. So Ubisoft has been racked by numerous accusations of sexual, verbal, and systemic abuse, with multiple senior staff members leaving and being fired from the company. In an email provided to IGN, Guillermo explains the subsequent independent investigations, clock the numbers, sharing that 2,000 employees participated in the listening sessions, 14,000 responded to anonymous surveys, 100 interviews were conducted, and 40 focus groups were held. I mean,
I gotta say,
cool in theory.
That does sound small.
Yes, I mean it's a good. Let's say it's the start, right? So they're doing something to figure out what is it that they need to do to stop it from happening, right? Cool. Okay, fine. Following this audit, Ubisoft has identified 4 closely related areas in which they need to improve quickly. Number 1, guarantee a, guarantee a working environment where everyone feels respected and safe. Let me stop there for a second. Is that not just fucking human rights in a work environment that should be present from the get-go? How is the first thing you get out of this? Oh yeah, maybe we should treat them with respect. Yeah, that's the first thing we should do. Number 2, putting diversity and inclusion at the heart of everything we do. Words. Refocus and strengthen our HR function. More words. Number 4, make the managers of the group. What group? Make the managers of the group accountable and empower them. Accountable to what? Empower them to do what? Do more? Know the rules so they can bypass them, because that's what they've been doing so far. According to Ubisoft's internal investigation, roughly 25% of employees have experienced or witnessed some form of workplace misconduct in the past 2 years, and that 1 in 5 do not feel fully respected or safe in the work environment.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, and I guarantee you there's more.
So 1 in 5, that's 20%?
It's 25% of employees.
No,
it says.
20, yes, and then 1 in 5
I don't know
one
maths.
yeah, I think that's 20%. That's, I mean,
yeah, it's 20%. That's a lot, and I
wow.
guarantee you
But
that
25% of the
some
staff.
people will have felt some people have felt unsafe enough that they feel that they can't speak about it. So accounting that's already a big number, there's already a percentage of people that won't have said anything because they do not feel safe to do so, because of either the entire place or because of the person that's directly above them, which is quite common in a lot of workplaces.
Or through some sort of need, a feel to need to protect a friend, if it's a friend that's done it.
Yeah.
Because people will do that as well.
Yeah, so that's that. I mean, the first thing is, thank you for correcting our maths, Lou. The first thing is, like, how is the first, like, out of a bit of work that you do, how is the first thing that you get out of it? Oh, maybe we should have some human rights. And then the second thing is, everything you said is vague, like nothing in it is action. Oh yeah, we know that we need to, like, no, but what are you doing? Because the things that they're all still there. So how are you actually going to change it? Because the people aren't changing. Although saying that they are now hiring a diversity and inclusion person for the company, and as well as trying to replace their VP and their executive something or other, which they don't have currently. There we go. VP, editorial, and diversity inclusion are the roles that still need to be filled. So, I mean, did you want to make us hate you even more? You're doing nothing.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Andrew?
Sorry, I was trying to sort out my sound because Karina said that I was a little bit quiet, so I was just trying to boost.
Oh, damn it! Speak louder.
Boost my audio the teeniest of bits. But yeah, I mean, it just sounds like it sounds like words. I mean, okay. So when we were talking about this before we started, one of the things that we were talking about is the idea that by this point in Ubisoft's situation, that words aren't enough. Like, that they are just saying things, and they could say anything, or as they are saying nothing. It's what they do that will matter, and if any of these words actually translate. I mean, we've talked about the fact that a couple of the last Assassin's Creed games were supposed to have a main female character, and one of the execs was just like, no, you cannot. I refuse to allow you to have a central female lead character in these games. So the actionable thing is when there isn't that person doing that, and that the creators and the artists are able to just do these things and make good games that aren't literally the same game, just in different environments, doing the same things. So yeah, it's and literally until they show that they've done anything. I don't care about their words. Does that make sense?
Like I don't actually see how they're this thing they call audit. Like one, I don't see how any of what they've done is going to support the people that have already been a victim of that behavior. I don't see how that's going to help them, and I don't see how that experience that they had is actually going to feed in. Because this is the issue where I have, like, with anything, right?
Yeah,
This is what I do for a living, outside of the Squishy stream and outside of my dance work. This is what I do for a living, right? And anything with to do with any kind of prejudice is like, okay, you can't just say, yeah, we know that this is a problem, but like how like you have to be so clear with the how.
yeah,
And sometimes it's so much better. Like I really respect companies or person who can go, you know what, shit, I did this, like I did this, and I enable this, or I'm a part of this, and this is wrong, and we acknowledge that. And there's been companies who have turned themselves upside
yeah,
down and inside out to remove those things, because that is not at the heart of what they do. And when they we spoke about Spiritfarer, right?
yeah,
Prejudice is not at the heart of what they do. So when they made a mistake that prejudiced someone, their immediate response was to go, holy shit, in a lot of words, unedited apparently, because nobody reads anything anymore, was to go, shit, we've made a big mistake. That is not what we do. You know, that is their main concern.
yeah,
Um, as opposed to, oh, yeah, we need to be better. Puts no female characters in the trailer. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we're aware of politics. Then there's a, Black Lives Matter sign and a terrorist thing. Oh, yeah, no, like we know, but here's the things that we need to do. Yeah, we should have respect.
yeah,
It's like being in fucking school. It's like school. It's respect. It should be always there. Like it's not a thing that you arrive at a conclusion.
yeah,
If they had rephrased it in a way that was like, okay, from this we understand there's been a lack of respect from our senior employees towards, and this is how we're gonna. Fine, but don't just go, yeah, we should have respect, because that's not gonna make people respect automatically. Just because you tell them they have to,
yeah.
doesn't mean that they're going to, because it's not in their nature. It's not what they do, especially the people at the top, and that just trickles down.
Um,
Anyway, I'll shut up in it.
maybe this will be a thing we'll come back to at some point, or maybe I'll link the. Actually, maybe it'll be better. I'll link the Jim Sterling video at some point in our Discord.
Mm.
He did a expose on a video game company that recently launched a trailer for their game, had stolen assets and stuff in it. The developers have basically been sidelined by senior management, and it sort of comes. He's talking about those sort of issues. I can't remember where my point was, where I was going with this, but I will link that video.
You're gonna link the Jim
Yes, I
Sterling.
can't remember what you said that I was talking
I
about.
was talking about being in school and how respect was just a thing that you should have, not a thing that you arrive at a conclusion that you should have. And
I will link the video anyway.
right.
It's really interesting. But it's about that sort of those work cultures and no, that was the thing. That's where I was going with it. They're talking about how the company started off just as a small company. It was really it was a great working environment, really popular. New management came in, and through a course of a number of months, I can't remember how many they said, the toxic work culture just creeped in from the new manager, who started belittling people. He would bully people. People would be praised if they joined and bullied particular employees, and then it spread so that everyone was just treating everyone in that kind of way.
Well, it's easier to introduce a toxic culture than it is to remove it,
Yeah,
because actually, like, because the toxic culture, what it does, even if you don't want to partake in it, you become a victim of the hate for it. If I'm in a place where I've been and I've been happy and I'm having a great time, and all of a sudden my manager starts bullying me because he's getting bullied and he feels like he needs to do the same, and I don't agree with it and I fight back, and do you know what I mean? And then it excludes me, and then I hate it, and that feeling just creates just it just bubbles in, and sometimes you can't get rid of it. Like I've been in work environments where some of the only ways to be able to dissipate that is like through actual long hard months of work, or people get so fed up that they leave. And then when people leave, you need to make sure that the people that you're hiring are the people that you need.
yeah.
like have the right attitude and you treat them correctly, and there's always that very common sense of like, why do companies always lose their best employers? It's because they're overworked, they expect too much, they get bullied at this because they that's focus point. You just lose your best workers. And when a toxic culture starts coming in,
Yeah.
what can you do?
Should we see what the chat's saying?
And let's see what the chat's saying. I hate Ubisoft. Cool. Chat caught up. I'm playing. Right. Lucy's saying this segment makes me think about being at work because we've been talking about this sort of thing this week. Yeah, it's quite an all-around thing, Lucy, as well. Like it's been a very common thing. Andrew will tell you that I think every other day I'll have massive rants about things that are happening in the dance industry as well, that are just very, very similar and being brushed under the carpet. So yeah.
So Lucy says those poor people at Ubisoft. I feel like this sort of thing depends on action to turn it around. Just talking about all the things you need to do means fuck all. Action equals commitment. Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, you can tell as a reader, as a consumer. I really hate it, especially with the bigger you are. Like, don't pretend like your audience and your customers are dumb. Like, from your statement, if you're a person who's a little bit more aware as well, you'll just sense it the moment you read something. You go, they don't mean it.
Yeah.
Like you just know. Like, besides what they're saying, what they're doing, you just know. Like, and it's like I hate it also when they treat people like they're stupid. Like, you're saying that you will change, but words, like I read that and felt nothing.
Yeah. Lou agrees with our maths. Excellent. And also hello, Lou. Yes. Shall we move on and have a tiny laugh?
Okay. I think the next thing we're talking about, apparently we haven't spoken about it, so
no,
it's going to be news to me as well. This is going to be great.
So obviously all the consoles are on sale, and the next gen ones, PS5 and the
and it's all a mess.
Yes.
May I add?
Yes. Well, It's.
I ruined your punchline, didn't
yes,
I?
That's fine.
That's for not turning my video on today.
I did have it on. It's just that nobody could see it. Yes. So you know the Xbox has a dumb name for its new console.
The Xbox X.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah.
I in my head I keep calling it the Xbox X Series X, One X. But when it went on sale on its first catastrophe-ish day of sale, because of its dumb name, sales in the Xbox One, which is the Xbox One X, which is the one that's currently out, skyrocketed by 747% as people dumbly bought the wrong one because nobody could tell the difference between all their stupid names. 747%.
No.
Increase in the current generation
what?
one. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous, but it's ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Because, I mean, I don't even know what the name is anymore now that we said. So there's the Xbox One S.
Yes, which is the low power one.
The small one. And then there's the Xbox
Series X.
No, can't say it.
Series X.
Okay, there's Series X, which is just the same, just with another word added in.
Well, no, because you've got the Xbox Series S for sexy, and you've got the Xbox Series X for extra sexy. So that's that's the difference. But what you have now is the Xbox One S.
747% increase in sales because nobody could tell the difference.
Yes. I mean, the boxes look pretty identical as well, and the names are almost the same. There was a I can't remember which game it was. There was a blurb on the Xbox website, I think it was, for an upcoming game that even on their website called it the Xbox Series 1X. So even they don't really know what's going on.
What is it with people and names? Last week it was the statement with the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales thing, like, and now it's the Xbox. I mean, it comes to show you that language is so important, man. People need to be clear. You need to dump proof it,
Yeah,
because when you're busy and you kind of just want to go on and
yeah.
and click, but then also, why is it a mess? Why is everything a mess? You can't order a PS5 properly. You can't order an Xbox properly. So Xboxes, they went on sale. Amazon was late putting it on,
Cool.
by an hour. So people were refreshing it on Amazon, and I think this is on America, maybe, who knows. They were an hour late, so people kept refreshing the page and couldn't get anything when they could have been in another website. People on other websites were landing on a page that told them it was already sold out, but then if you opened another tab and then went on again, it was still available.
Right.
Yeah, Amazon was holding on to their stock and sold it like,
I mean,
and then it all sold out within hours.
my experience with the PS5 was that you couldn't find the PS5 by searching for it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't,
Yeah.
it didn't come up in the searches. So you could only get to it through a direct link.
Yeah, and with the Xbox, there was one of the articles said that whilst the time kind of when people were there refreshing their pages and it wasn't coming up, but you had some really nice pictures of puppies to keep you company. So so I think the image where they would have had the Xbox and they just had some puppies.
Nice.
Which is like people were stressing out trying to get their console, but they have said that they would release more on actual release day, so people might be able to buy more there. This is worse than Black Friday. Literally.
Yes, there will be actual stampedes in actual shops.
Like I do not want to be in a shop in this Black Friday. Like with the mess that they've made of the consoles, with the amount of people trying to get them on a discount at that time will be ridiculous. Should we quickly catch up on the chat before we move on? Karina's saying they obviously got dumb enough followers that they don't think they have to do anything. I agree.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, people still buy their stuff. If everyone was like us and was like, well, I'm never buying a Ubisoft game again, then
yeah,
they would have to change.
I'm still really surprised that Stormzy is in the new Watch Dogs. I've always got the feeling that he's not really down for trash people.
Me too. I mean, I wonder how long ago that was that he's.
True.
It might have already been done.
Yeah, it might have all predated this, but yeah.
And I wonder if he would try and pull it, or if he's not able to pull it.
Yeah.
But maybe something to look into.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I forgot how dumb this mug is to drink.
I was gonna say this mug looks like a giant Lego.
It's a brick.
You're a brick. Ooh. London brick.
I can't turn it sideways. I'd pour all my tea out.
It's okay. It's fine. Devon says there is hope. Not all work environments are like this. The film industry is changing slowly. I think it's because there are so many people in the industry who hold people accountable. Yes. They make the tough calls. They're being producers, big name actors and directors. Yes. Again, I think this is true everywhere. I think people are pushing now. People are more willing to have those conversations, those difficult conversations. And yeah, like people are just not scared anymore. Like if, before that you might have been able to be bullied into not saying something, whereas now they're just like, well, everything's shit. It's a pandemic. Stuff needs to change. I'm not going to not have that conversation just because. Karina's talking about my eye roll. My eye roll?
Yeah.
I did. Cool. Devon is saying, okay, the Xbox might have a funny name, but Tesla has the following car models: S3, X, and Y, which spells out sexy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite good. That's really great. Right. Well, with that, shall we talk about the next news?
Yes.
Which is the Spider-Man remastered trailer that came out very recently, which will be available is it for the PS5?
Yes.
Was it? Yes. And we had a chat about it in the stream on Wednesday when I think it was Lou, that kindly shared the link with us, which we actually watched during the stream and had a quick chat.
So
I'm just gonna read you the note that Andrew wrote because I feel like that's gonna sum up the rest of our conversation.
yeah, I just before you do that, so Viv and I had sort of different opinions on this as to whether or not we were gonna cover this on the thing. But I think ultimately there is a discussion we can have. But yeah, maybe read my thing.
It just says Spider-Man's face is his own
Okay.
business.
So
That's what the note said, which I agree.
so Viv wanted to talk about this after it had happened, and overnight after the stream on Wednesday, I came back to her and said that I didn't want to, um, because my feelings on this is that my feelings don't really matter a huge amount. That Spider-Man is a piece of art and a work of art, and that it is in the um, power and the hands of creators of that art to change that art if they feel that it can be improved. I mean, Viv and I are both from creative backgrounds. I'm sure Viv has done dance shows that she's revived or done a new and then gone, actually, there's something on that I could have done better. This whole section didn't work. I'm going to take that out and put a new section in. I've rewritten my book about 9 times. And I so I kind of feel that I didn't want to us to enter this discourse of complaining about the new face and it being about that, because I just think ultimately we'll get used to it and it won't matter and the game's still amazing and we'll all have fun. Yes, maybe they could have said, hey, just to let you guys know, we've been doing some work on Peter. We're going to release a new trailer. He's going to have a new look because we're just trying to make it better. And that would have been, everyone would have gone, oh, okay, that's going to happen. Oh, look, it's a new face. That's fine. But it was just a sort of shock to everyone. But that's kind of where I fell on it.
I don't have a lot more to add. Like, I think people should reserve the right to change it. And my only thing with it was there's that also the acknowledgement of like the understanding that people will get attached
Yeah.
to the Peter that there's that exists currently, and that it wasn't a revival of the current Peter. It was an entirely quite a different face. Yeah. And like I know that even with films, like I'm one of those girls sometimes, and you have a kind of franchise of films, and then it changes. I'm always a bit like, oh, like, because my mind and my heart is attached, all of my emotions to that character, so I'm having to shift. It doesn't mean that I can't shift. I do shift, and then I can like the new thing, but there's definitely like okay,
yeah,
something's changed. It's a different person. You absolutely cannot. It's impossible for you to replicate the same thing with someone else. So I just wanted to acknowledge that is a thing, and that I believe that's why people might be upset or whatever. And people who have played, because this is technically a remaster of the original, so it might correlate to Miles Morales better, how they're making it, and maybe if you've played the one I've just played and then played Miles Morales, it might be, I don't know, like I haven't seen stuff, I haven't seen the characters or anything, but I just wanted to acknowledge that was a thing, and that was the reason why I wanted to also bring it in, because I'm definitely one of those people that I attach a lot of my things to that particular character. So when it changes, I'm always like, okay, but why?
Yeah, it's like a TV show. Season 1 was really good, was really popular, but the main actor hadn't expected to have to sign on for another 6 years of the show, so they had to recast the main actor for the second season onwards. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you just go, okay, fine. I can get used to this, but
yeah,
it takes a minute, and please let me know that's happening.
Yeah, Devon just said I just had flashbacks to the OG Dumbledore from Philosopher's Stone. Yeah. Look at her in a North American Sorcerer's Stone nonsense.
Anyway, that's why I wanted to bring it. I'll link the. I think actually it's already on the Discord, so you can go check it out. It's on the Wednesday, stream channel. So check it out there. If you've been also watching us play, you'll notice that it's different. and I think there's also some videos on YouTube where it kind of does the comparison.
Yeah.
And that's quite a good video because also you can see.
Um,
I mean, one that the faces changed, but you can see how much they've improved the quality, like Otto and everything. Like they just look so much more crisp in the new one. Devon's saying dicks a lot of you.
She said that. Yeah, I mean, like the new face, whilst different, I mean, the animation is stunning.
Crisp.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like you don't like it's. I'm playing it and it's fine, but until you see something better, you don't know what you've been missing, and it looks beautiful. It looks so much better. Even just, there's a moment where it shows Otto in exactly the same lab sequence, but it just the new version just looks, yeah, just looks so much better. So anyway, that's why we wanted to bring it. I do agree wholeheartedly with Andrew, and they should reserve the right to change those things, but also acknowledging that people have put their emotions into this character, so there will be a reaction, but nothing we can't get used to. Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything to add?
I don't think so. We'll just get used to it and it'll be fine.
Yeah, this is like with everything.
So,
some things we can't even. We have to get used to it. We've got no choice.
As long as the game's good, I'm all happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't like when people get aggressive and angry and shouty at developers and like, oh, you've ruined the game, I'm going to murder your mum, that sort of stuff. I'm like, just fuck off.
Yeah. It's literally just sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Yeah, sit down. So I just didn't want to be part of that discourse by being all angry about it, because it is what it is.
I'd rather be angry about Ubisoft.
Yeah.
That's not something to get angry about. I get Ubisoft, but Spider-Man's new face.
Get in the sea, beautiful. Ubisoft, get in the sea.
Get in the sea. Never come back up.
All of the sea.
Yep. Well,
the bit with all the kaijus in it, get in that bit.
And the jellyfish and the sharks. Yeah, and all the unknown species that we still don't know. Hopefully deadly and poisonous.
Well, I mean, kaijus would have covered all that. The giant monsters.
Okay, but
going to eat Ubisoft.
Cool. Right, well, shall we move on then? Because we'll have to have a discussion about
what we're moving on to.
Let's do upcoming games.
Okay. Blum. Upcoming games. I did a Blum.
Blum. So, what do we have coming up? So on 6th of October, we have Baldur's Gate 3 coming out for PC and Stadia. This is the third game in the Baldur's Gate series, and it's based on the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop role-playing system, which sounds really good. I did have a thing, but when I looked, it sounds really good. And when I looked at the trailer, I wasn't sure if it's for me, but do check it out. Then we have Foregone, which is coming out on the 5th of October for PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. And this is a 2D action platformer packed with legendary loot and pixel art. Then we have The Uncertain Light at the End coming out for PC on the 8th of October. And this is a story-driven adventure game set in a post-apocalyptic world. Humanity has been wiped out and replaced by robots. A thing that's probably increasingly more possible as the days go on. Then we have, I'm not sure how to say it. Is it Wise? YS.
Wise.
Who knows? Wise. Wise Origin.
Ease, maybe?
Ease. Who knows? YS is Wise Origin, coming up for the Switch on the 8th of October. This is a prequel to the 8 previous installation of the video game series. It is an arcade-like platformer RPG coming out on the 8th of October. Then we have Game Dev Tycoon coming out for the Switch. It sounds good, but could also be awful. It is a business simulation video game. In the game, the player creates and develops video games. Replay the history of the gaming industry by starting your own video game development company in the 80s. Coming out on the 8th of October.
May I add a thing in?
You may add a thing in.
So this game's been out for PC for a while, I think. I don't know if it's on consoles.
Yeah.
So they, for PC, the anti-piracy system that they had for the game meant that when you reached a certain point in the game developing your game, the game in the game starts getting pirated, so you lose money, so it's impossible to win the game. Does that make sense?
Say that one more time.
Okay, so in the game,
Yeah.
if the copy of Game Dev Tycoon that you own is pirated,
Okay.
when you develop a game inside the game in Tycoon,
that copy is pirated and you lose money.
That copy will be pirated.
Wow.
The copy in the game will lose money. Your business can't succeed, and therefore you lose the game. It is impossible to win the game if you own a pirated copy of that on PC.
That is fucking incredible. And, I love that.
There are videos on and articles on the internet about it, about people contacting the devs being really angry, like, how I can't win this stupid game because my game keeps getting pirated, and the developer's like, dude, buy our game then.
Buy the game. Yeah. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah. I love it.
Genius.
Wow.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, but please always interrupt. This is cool facts. What else? We have the Survivalists coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. And it is a living world full of surprises, secrets, and dangers. Danger awaits in the Survivalists, an adventure-filled sandbox set. Don't know what that means. In the Escapists universe. Explore, build, craft, and even train monkeys with friends. This is why I added this on this list, because you can train monkeys. Yay! And that's coming out on the 9th of October. We also have The Walking Dead Onslaught coming out for PC VR and PSVR, Andrew.
No, genuinely, I really thought about getting the...
You got distracted.
Yes. Getting the previous game, Saints and Sinners, for you to play.
Yep. Saints and Sinners?
Yeah. Because part of the combat of that in VR is that you have a knife, so you have to grab the zombie. No, you have to grab the zombies by the head, stick the knife in, but then really force it in through their skulls. And I thought you'd really enjoy that. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, so I immediately thought of kind of it's good. It was a good one for October, isn't it? And Halloween.
Yeah.
So the description was of it: fight your fear head on, fucking literally, because it will be in your face. Experience an all-new exclusive has to happen once a stream, I guess. The Walking Dead story: defend yourself with real motion, melee, and ranged combat, and confront both the horrors and humanity of the apocalypse. So I think this will probably have that then, Andrew, because it's real motion melee.
Yeah.
So probably be similar or the same. We also have Dirt 5 for all of you peoples that love your racing games, coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is the bold off-road racing experience. It is the 14th game in the Colin McRae series and the 8th to carry the Dirt title. So if you like your racing games, do check it out. We also have one of Andrew's favorite games in the world ever, FIFA 21. Coming out.
Kick the pig's bladder at the netting. Make the men in shorts run around.
Coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. This is a football simulation video game. It's actually the 28th installment in the FIFA series. Like, this game has been coming out at least once a year for a very, very long time. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's coming out on the 9th of October. As a last little thing, it's not a release. The game is already out for those of you that love your Fall Guys.
Yes.
And you might have already got it on PlayStation Plus, or you have purchased it. They are launching season 2 of Fall Guys on the 8th of October, and it's going to have a medieval theme. New rounds will include obstacles such as drawbridges, giant swinging axes, and siege ramps. And costumes will include knights, Vikings, dragons, witches, and wizards. That is going to be awesome. Also, season 1, whilst before that deadline, season 1, you'll be able to earn double fame points until the end of season 1. So for those of you Fall Guy lovers, play, get those fame points up, and then season 2 will have all the funds that you need for your life.
Yeah, our resident Fall Guys, Karina and Georgia are very excited.
I mean, Georgia has won an episode.
Yeah,
Actually, won an episode.
she is
That
a
is
queen.
literally the Fall Guys
Yeah.
queen. Yeah, so that is your games for the next week or so. We will post them on our Discord so that you can look them up at your own leisure. What's the chat saying? Karina's saying, yay, footballs. I wish you could play as the women's team. Yes, that would be good. I think I've expressed this to you, Andrew. I've always preferred, I have played FIFA a lot before and Pro Evolution Soccer, but I've always preferred the street ball games because it was still playing football,
Okay.
but it was more about the tricks. So you could do different combinations and do tricks. So I've much preferred street ball than I do football. What else? Fall Guys. Yes. Karina's desperately trying to get to that level 40. I mean, I'm like level 11, 12, something like that. Me and you, just like, yep. Yeah. But well done you. So that's your upcoming games for the next week. Shall we memory stick for a hot minute?
Okay.
Wait for Andrew to
Yes,
press
I did the button press.
So Andrew.
Yep.
What is one of your, or like something that sticks out to you as a favorite gaming memory?
Oh no, you go first because
I go first
because I forgot to think about this.
Okay, well, and while Andrew does the thinking, we can I will start. So I guess like we've talked about kind of how we started gaming and the things that have made us really stick with gaming. And one of the I've also mentioned that I've always had sort of had PlayStations. In the last console before my PS4, I had a 360, which was a gift, and in that gift was also included all of the Gears of War series. And I guess my favorite gaming experience was like just finding out how much fun it was to play with somebody else, like not online, because you I think you all know at this point how we feel, Andrew and I feel, about multiplayer online games. But just as a couch co-op, like it's what really made me fall in love with couch co-op games was playing Gears of War 1 with a friend. And like I remember it was one of those, like I fell in love with it. This is great. I played it for 12 hours straight with like all I ate was crisps. The room was completely blacked out. There was crisps, there was drinks, there was some water involved, but only so I could eat more crisps. And that's all I did with my friend for 12 hours. That is one of my favorite. Like I was like, couch co-op games are the best. And actually, most of the games that I own that I bought for the 360 are couch co-op, because I just loved sitting down and playing with someone. So that is one of my kind of favorite things.
Okay.
It's one of. I'm sure there's more.
Okay. So mine's gonna age me slightly. I'm gonna say Half-Life coming out.
Half-Life.
Yeah. Obviously, spoken at length about how my interest in games tends to be their story, and I really need games with a story to see me through. And then on top of that, the game needs to be playable. Avengers.
That's always nice.
Avengers. If you didn't catch that, I was bad mouthing Avengers again because it was garbage to play. Mid 90s, sort of early 90s, mid 90s, first person shooters. You had your return to you had Wolfenstein 3D, and then you had Doom, and then you went into the Quake 2. I mean, Quake 2 is gorgeous and still gorgeous. There's the game's playable in 4K now with ray tracing. It's stunning on PC. But they were sort of just collectathons. Like you'd go around and collect bits and pieces, and then there'd be monsters, and like it wasn't necessarily like a narrative-driven thing. There was a bit of a plot, and then you just went through and murdered everything. Everything changed with Half-Life, with the way the story was told not just by there aren't any cutscenes in that. Like, you are always in control of Gordon, except for a bit where you're knocked out. What was that? Half-Life 2. But you always have direct control over Gordon. The environment tells you a story. Like, we've gone through this one, stuff like Dishonored, where you just look at anything on any wall and it's telling you a story about that world. But yeah, Half-Life really did it, and the world functioned as well. There's when you arrive at Black Mesa at the beginning, before you turn on the machine and ruin everything, you can walk into a kitchen and somebody's microwaving some food. You can just go up and jam the buttons to put it at the highest power, and their food explodes.
That's so good.
And you don't have to do that. And there's just little bits and pieces like that. There was a game that came out just around the same time called Sin, which did very similar things and had destructible environments, which Half-Life doesn't really do. So at Sin, you could change the layout of the environment or make it harder by shooting like columns and stuff, and things would collapse. But Sin was done on an old, I think it was on the Quake engine, the old Quake engine, and Half-Life just blew everything out of the water with how good it looked at the time.
It's amazing. It's amazing what games can do with the same engines.
Yeah.
I think we were having this conversation, I think, when I was playing Uncharted, and I can't remember which one it has. The floor where you're shooting and you're falling and the floor, everything is moving, and you were like, just look at the next scene, and you had mentioned that it had been created on the same engine as the other ones, but they had just used it so well they were able to create that scene where everything was moving at the same time, but it was all still proportional and not glitchy and smooth as hell, to be honest, because that scene was beautiful. So it's amazing what you can do when you know how to really use an engine properly. Or a system properly. Is just, it's really amazing. Wow, that's cool.
The only thing I will blame Half-Life for is it really changed first-person shooters, which is why we went for a good decade of nothing but first-person shooters, and then the Call of Duty ones made them all brown and dreary looking. But things are a bit better now.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, that was your memory stick. Last but not least, we have our Ask a Squishy section. Ask a Squishy. Oh, can that just be the sound that comes on when you press the button? Ask a Squishy.
Yes. Right. What are we asking a Squishy?
First of all, what have you been playing this week?
I finished Mafia this week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. How was it?
Good. The world opens up a lot more in the second act, in the second half of it, which is really exciting. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I got really involved in the characters, and then there's betrayals and drama and stuff. Yeah, I mean, part of me still wonders if they could have not built upon what the original game was.
And then added more?
Yeah, given us...
Is it quite similar?
I mean, I've never played the original, but I imagine so, because outside of the main 12 or 14 missions, there's nothing else to do. There's no side breasts or anything like that. It's just...
It's quite a big map. Showed me briefly.
Yeah, barely went to any of it, because...
there's nothing to do.
But I did enjoy it. If my explanation of it has not sold you on it, do pick it up in a sale at some point. It's not...
Yeah, it looked alright, and you said that, because it was doing the thing of like, when it tells you to do something, it would, instead of letting you travel through the world, it was kind of putting you at the next mission. It stopped doing that as well, you said.
Yes, it would.
So it actually let you travel from where you were to the place that you needed to be, as opposed to just suddenly being there for no apparent reason.
No,
that's nice.
It would do a cutscene, but the cutscene would end, and then it would be like walk across this room and talk to that person to start the mission. I'd be like, all right then, cool.
And not exploring anything then.
And then the latter half of it, when you married and have a nice suburban home, it's like, right, you're awake, you've had a cutscene, now drive across town and talk to someone. I'm like, okay,
brilliant.
Okay, game.
That's good. Awesome. Well, what have I been playing? I finished Tearaway, which I started.
You did.
I started on the stream on Friday. I've actually finished it. Oh gosh, it's so cute. It's really cute. I have to say,
I mean, you raged.
I've raged. I almost fucking quit the game towards the end. And those of you, I think Devon, you've played it. I'm not sure if anyone else in the chat has played Tearaway.
But you should.
There is a bit you should play it. It's incredible. Like it's really really good. The storytelling is great. They really interact with you. Like the controller and the game. Like the whole thing is really amazing. It's really interactive. It's great. But there's just this moment. It made me so angry. It's the paper planing bit. The first time I came across it was fine. I got on the paper plane. I moved around the world. Whatever. But there was a particular moment where you had to, do the paper plane, get on it, and you had to go through some canyons, which again, all fine up until there's one bit where you have to go. There's like walls, and you have to go down into this like stream. You have to go down into this little hole. You have to go through it, and then you have to weave in the obstacles. And I just fucking could not. Oh my god! I was texting Andrew like, I don't know if I'll ever finish this game. Like literally, I was so angry. Like I was so angry that when I messaged Andrew saying I don't know if I'll ever get the plat for this game, because if I ever have to do this level again, I will just rage quit the game. I mean, I finished it and I was like, oh, that was really good, that's really cute, and just uploaded my saves and deleted it because I could not look at it. I was so angry. That paper plane bit annoyed me because it's so hard. I even went as far as inverting the look, like Andrew does, like not normal people do,
like normal
to try and be able to do. Like nothing was working. I spent like 20 minutes, no word of a lie, doing the same 10 seconds of the game. I'm so angry.
Yeah, you seeing that Devon's agreeing with you in the chat?
Yeah, Devon. Yeah, that bit. So I like she typed that even before I had said what it was. So I know that she literally gave me rage. But anyway, I finished that. I don't think I'll be going back for the plat. Love you, but no thank you. Devon saying that bit took me over 2 hours to get through. I had to keep coming back to it many breaks. Yeah, it's a lot. Like it's a lot. It's really tiny hole. Okay, everyone, it's really really tiny.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I really don't remember that bit, so I have successfully blocked the trauma.
Georgia, no. So Georgia's asking, is it because the flying is inverted? No, you have an option to have it regular. It's a really tiny hole. Yeah, that's
oh, that needs to that needs to go in the quotes on the Discord.
Yeah, it does. Somebody put that in there, please. Can I have that in a t-shirt as well, please? Thank you. Sorry. Could you imagine? It's a really tiny. Yeah, actually, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know what. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
It's really hard.
Wow.
I can
I see what you mean. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if I can be bothered to go back for the plat. Not for a while anyway. I think I'll leave it. Anyway, the only other thing that I have done, and I think Karina will appreciate this, is I have re-downloaded The Last of Us Part 2, so I can try and plat that. So I'm going to try and plat it and potentially play the permadeath. I know we didn't get our subscriber goal to play it on stream, but I might be doing that off stream. Don't ask me why. I'm going to try and plat the regular game first, and then I'm going to try and maybe do the permadeath. Who the heckings knows? We'll see.
Are you gonna up the difficulty? You're gonna play it on the high difficulty?
I think I might play it on the similar difficulty to plat it.
Okay.
Only because I've got the mods as well on.
Okay. So
I don't think I'll need. So I want to go through the story. I just want to enjoy the story, again and get all the things. But then on permadeath, who knows? It is what it is. Glad you approve, Karina. I re-downloaded it. I may have to delete it whilst I'm playing it because we were playing new games this week, and my system has not got that much memory. But I will be playing it. She says not carrying on playing Horizon, which I should be playing, but just wow. So that is what I'm playing. A last question.
Okay, last question.
So, what's a game? Which one do I do?
Wow.
What's a game that you didn't expect to enjoy but you did?
Doom 2016.
So that's the one.
Not Doom.
That's
not Doom.
Not the ones. Yeah.
Not Doom Eternal. Not the recent one that, conversely, I expected to enjoy and didn't. But the
Yeah.
one before that, the reboot, Doom 2016, I just had no interest in what ostensibly is a dumb shooter. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there is a story there, but it's not about the story. But
Yeah.
they made the simplicity of the shooting is so engaging all the time. And even when it's really difficult, and I've watched you play, and it's really difficult at times because there are just endless enemies,
Yeah.
and you have to manage your weapons correctly because for lack of a better phrase, you don't want to shoot your load right at the beginning, and then you go, okay, great, and then the biggest enemy in the world turns up, and you're like, okay, so I've only got the.
I've got nothing. Run! Run! Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I've got the basic pea shooter starting weapon.
To try and kill the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect to enjoy that. I didn't expect to find myself unlocking all of the upgrades, finding all the hidden things and all the maps. Like, I just didn't think I'd spend all my time playing it. And then I was so excited for Doom Eternal, and it's so complicated. It's so needlessly complicated.
The new one, yeah. I mean, I watched you play, and I know that I've got myself a copy, but I have not touched it because I just need to be ready for, like, it's one of those that you need to start and continue to finish because of the controls, because you get them in like the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and it's so much. Doom Eternal is beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's stunning. So the fact that that game is that pretty and running at 60 frames a second on PS4 is incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know that I've long since given up on that game and deleted it because I just wasn't having any fun with it. Just so weird. But yeah, anyone that likes first-person shooters and hasn't played Doom,
I highly recommend.
give that. Would also add in as a answer B, if you're allowing me to have a second answer.
Yeah, go for it.
Titanfall 2.
Ah, Titanfall. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was really good. Did not expect to enjoy that, and really enjoyed that, and really got invested in those characters and in BT. I loved BT. The big robot. The big robot friend.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a different game for a second.
No.
I'm like, don't know, I've never heard of that game. Yeah, BT is great, man.
Karina says she has Doom downloaded. Karina.
Yeah, enjoy. Let us know.
Give it a go. As we say, it's not huge on story. There is story there if you want to look for it, but the Doomslayer does not give a fuck about the story
at all. Yeah, it's so good. It's one of the few that did not require for me to have a strong story because I was like, it's fine.
It is massively violent, but somehow in a way that unlike something like Mortal Kombat, it's not unpleasant. It's not endless. You're not endlessly going, oh, I can't look at the screen. It's horrible. You're kind of weirdly glory bathing in the blood when you rip a monster in half.
Like, yeah. I mean, they kind of introduce you to it that they're like, enter the Doom Slayer, and that's it. Like, you're off. That's it. You just at some point also, I think you just become numb to it because there's so much fighting.
Also, last middle class ending was great. Thank you. Yes. Lastly, Viv, on Doom, how often do you listen to the soundtrack?
It is like a life soundtrack. Like, it is. If you want to get shit done, you play the Doom soundtrack. Actually, I think I've said this to you, Andrew. It is the soundtrack that I play when I'm on my way to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training.
Okay.
By the time I get there, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Ready to rip and tear.
I am ready. And then get there and get smashed instead. But whatever. But yeah, it is a great soundtrack. And it's just great.
Yeah.
And play it.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it. Let us know how.
Yes, please do. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know how you do, Karina.
Yeah. Good for getting out some aggression.
Oh, it really is. It's really good. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Okay. The game that I didn't expect to enjoy was Tearaway.
Okay. I
had a slight eye roll because you bought that game for me.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, because I really, I mean, you know this already, but I really like shooting games like I enjoy, like if it's properly done, like I do like the violence and the like I enjoy that. So when I saw that game, I was like,
Kids game.
I didn't think kids game. I just thought I just hoped that it was a good story, because again, like what I hold on to is the story, and I knew there wasn't going to be like the shooty bangs kind of situation. So I was a bit like, I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna play it on stream, and then if I don't play it afterwards, I don't. Whatever. Like I literally had no expectations for it because of what it was. Like I don't tend to play games like that at all. Like I wouldn't have never picked it up if I saw it. I would have
You and
never.
everyone else in the world.
Yeah. But again, like, and now that I've played it, I would recommend it to anyone because it was great. Like it was really really amazing games. Great platforming, like the puzzles. There is some level of kind of throwing the things back at people. This is not shooting, but like it's good interaction with the controller. But Tearaway would have been the one that I was like, I would have never picked it up. I would have never. I would. It would have been something like going, oh, that looks cute. Maybe I'll buy it for a kid someday. Never would have played it unless you had recommended it. Karina saying, guys, Dina is dreaming and it's too much.
Oh,
Please, video, please,
oh,
please, please. We need to see.
what's she doing?
Yeah. Oh, this.
Like that.
Yeah, that's really good. That was really good. Yeah. So that's my one.
Cool. It's a good choice.
Um,
It's a strong choice.
yeah. Let us know in the Discord, everyone, what games you didn't expect
Yes.
to enjoy. That's always a really good one. There might be some really great recommendations for games there that you didn't expect, and now you love it.
And if you have any questions for us, there is a section on the Discord to ask us a question if you'd like to hear our thoughts on anything, or you want to know more about us,
or you have suggestions for shows or anything. We'd be happy to hear what you have to say. We'd love to add some of your thoughts into the stream as well. So yeah, do make use of those channels. We will post things in there as well from the show. So if you wanted to read up on anything else, then all of that is going in there as well. That concludes the Squishy Show of today.
Okay.
Unless there's something to add.
No.
Master Andrew.
No, I think we're good.
Or Lady Andrew.
Middle class Lady Andrew.
Middle class Lady Andrew.
My full name.
My full name. Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back later on tonight at 6 p.m. With a bit of a spoopy game. We are playing Man of Medan. I really struggle saying that. And it is a couch co-op, as you know. I love a bit of couch co-op. Andrew and I were playing the story and passing the controller for every character, I think it is, and hopefully not killing all the good people. Who the heckings knows? But do join us at 6 p.m. That will be your last stream for the week. Catch us on our socials. We have a bunch of fun stuff and new games for next week. So do join us for that. And we have a special stream next week. Is that next week?
Yeah, should we talk about that just quickly?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
So very quickly, next Saturday evening for the super stream, the 10th of October, is World Mental Health Day. So we will be doing a charity stream on that day in memory of a friend of mine who we lost this year. So we'll be playing Resident Evil 7, which is a game that he and I had started playing together with a friend of ours who will be joining me for the stream, or joining us rather, because Viv will be there as well. But it's a game that we never finished playing together, so we are going to try and do our best to get a bit further through, maybe towards the end of that game, and raise some money for the charity Mind while we are at it. So please.
Yeah, we will be sharing links and anything with you. We'll post it on the Discord. So if you'd like to contribute to the charity stream, you don't have to watch the stream if you can't make it, or if you don't like the spoopy stuff. But if you'd still like to contribute, we will be sending out links for that. So that will all be out for everything. We'll also be posting some links to some other organizations if anyone needs any support. There's some amazing people out there that you can contact, and just if you are struggling with mental health, like there's people that can help, and we love you and we want you to be healthy and happy. So do join us for that. We'd love to have you
next Saturday.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We hope you've had a lovely time. We know we did. So thank you so much. We hope to see you later at 6 p.m. See you very soon. Bye, Squishy.
Bye. I need to find the button. Bye. I found the button.
Bye. Press the
Bye.
button. Press the button.